there's a T at the end of B apps, and you can manage to throw a deep molly like Taco here, it's either going to force the T to move that way towards the kitchen or out towards the T apps. If they choose to go that way, you can easily spam them through here. Hey guys, what's going on? As I hope you've worked out, we're going to be looking at how SK defend the B apps of Mirage, and more specifically how Taco does this. So to start off with here, I'm going to start off with how coldzera and Taco take a more aggressive approach towards apps, try and get some control. Then I'm going to follow up with how Taco just plays a more passive and just a safer role in the B apps, just getting info and how he falls back to side, etc. So to start off with here, as I said, I'm going to look at how they take aggressive control. So what happens here is I play this, Taco's going to smoke deep, and he's going to smoke deep apps, and then as he's doing this, Cold's going to come and molly deep. Following this, Taco's going to nade, just to inflict damage, just molly and nade to try and stop them pushing. coldzera is then flashed, and then Taco throws a flash for him, and then he pushes in, managed to get 2 kills, works out pretty well. That's an ideal situation where the T's challenge and he ends up getting the kills. Come back into the trade, Taco ends up switching back and ends up in a 3v2 for SK. I mean, that's pretty hectic right there, but it's pretty simple. They throw the deep smoke to stop anyone sitting on those underground stairs looking through. And then the molly, obviously, stop them pushing if they're trying to go for a rush or something. And then the follow-up nade, I don't know if I caught that. Taco throws another nade long just to inflict damage. Again, the nade does slow movement as well. I think it's more for the damage though. And then coldzera does an initial flash for himself to potentially blind any Ts that have pushed through. And then Taco throws a second one and Cold pushes through for control. Obviously, there's not always going to be people there. They could just take control of this situation. But as we saw there, it worked out pretty well. Cold ends up getting the first 2 kills because of those flashes and the T's trying to push through the smoke. It ends up getting traded out. But I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Not a whole lot to break down. I just thought it was pretty interesting how they do it, and something, if you're just playing with one mate or if you're in a team or something, you can implement that, and I think it works pretty well. Obviously, I mean, SK using it, so it's obviously going to be something, and they've used it multiple times that I've seen. So that's the main way they mix up pushing apps. So I'm just going to go back now and have a look at how Taco just plays a more standard role in the apps and how he does that pretty well. Alright, so one of the first things Taco does when he comes to the B sides, he comes in here at Van, he throws this smoke pretty much every single round. Just blocks off just a standard smoke, blocks it off. The timing's better than if you throw one when you're running across from short, because if you throw that one, you lose a couple of seconds where the smoke's not really effective because the T's actually can't get there because of the timing. So you see he throws this smoke, and he nades, and all of the rounds, majority of the rounds, he likes to get up and play close to the smoke. The reason for this is, you'll see in a second, so you can see here with this player to the left here, he can see them, but they can't see him. It's just the way smokes work in this game. I imagine most of you probably know this. And the thing is, he has a huge advantage here. The other reason he likes to play here is for info. He knows they can't try and sneak out the back, maybe an angle he can't see or something. And it's a pretty powerful position. He can always fall off if he does get flashed, but he manages to avoid the flash here, and this is the potential of what can happen. See, again, they have no chance. They have no idea where he is. They're trying to walk through smoke. And that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just showing you what happens when the first time, like that's what he does every time he throws that smoke down, gets up kind of aggressive. That's just how Taco likes to play it. And you see, you notice again, he jiggles in and out to the right, doesn't want to get spammed back through the smoke. He's jiggling in and out. Smoke's fading, throws his molly. He just ends up falling off. Obviously the B-apps is a very good place to get info. So you see once this fades, he ends up just falling off now. Starts to play a bit of an off angle at Van. This isn't where he'd normally play. Often he'd normally jump spot. It's just, but the things with the long hauls at B is you really need to get info and just keep jiggling that if you want more control of other places in the map, as you'll see SK have done. They've got Cold up short and he ends up getting pushed back here. You can see him just running down there. But they end up just peeking. You'll see Taco needs this info. He goes for gets a flash in from the teammate. No one's there. Gonna keep jiggle picking it. And he sees one and he falls off. This is a pretty standard way to play CT. You get the info, try and get a kill, then you fall back to the next spot. Ends up falling to this spot on site. And basically, he ends up rotating off. But you'll see the movements there is how you pretty much should always play CT on any map, whatever position you're doing normally, unless you're going for something specific. So I'm just going to jump in and show the different options you have as on B and what Taco likes to do. Okay, so I'm Taco, I'm spotting the smoke disappears, I decide I want to fall off. Obviously you saw him go to that angle, the off angle, that's one option. Probably the most common option that he'll do is he'll jump spot like so. Think about jump spotting, you want to jump from the low ground, not the high ground. Low ground, you're just at the top of your head. If you're on the high ground, you're throwing your whole body, much easier shot. So he's jump spotting, sees a T. So he has 2 options when he sees this T. He can either just fall back, play an angle like this, or if he's not convinced they're pushing yet, you might spot him, throw a flash in, Probably something better than that. And just jump spot again, see if he's gone, if he's still there, whether he was just trying to scare him off, and just go back to doing the same thing. Sees him again. Can molly, I don't know. He can use the utility and do this for as long as he feels safe and he doesn't need to fall back getting info. So say he feels he's got one flashback, he feels like he needs to come back to site. Pretty good angles are stuff like this. Angle like this. These are probably the main two, and obviously the one that he's up here. These are three very good angles. The reason for this is you get this info, easily fall away, and they have to run out there to kill you. Same with this angle here, exactly the same. Gets the kill, he can fall back, looking at there, play an angle like this. So that's the main thing again about any site, is you want to get this engagement, possibly win it, if not get the info, get your teammates coming in. With B Mirage, so it's a very hard site to retake if the T's manage to get it with a good amount of numbers. So you're really looking for one kill, maybe two. If you're getting one kill, delaying very well, getting back to this back pillar, maybe throwing a cheeky flash or something, I don't know. Just delaying, getting another kill, just being a nuisance. With you behind this pillar, they have to push you one side or another. If you can get your teammate to cover your middle or here, and you can concentrate here, then they can't plant with you here pretty much. It's going to be very hard. And that's basically all there is to it, is just falling back in those, looking at those angles, falling back and taking, and just being as nuisance as possible. And that's about it, guys. So if you like this kind of stuff, want to see more, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys.